I've been there. You receive the ball, you hear footsteps behind you, and suddenly your heart rate spikes. You stiffen up, your touch goes heavy, and before you can even look up, the defender has poked the ball away. You feel exposed, frustrated, and honestly, you start dreading the ball. If you feel like you're a great player in training, but a liability under pressure during a real match, I'm telling you right now, it's not a lack of talent. It's a lack of system. Today, I'm breaking down the exact blueprint to becoming unpraisable. We're going to cover the scanning habits of the pros, the physical art of shielding, and the mental shift you need to stay ice cold. If you always get dispossessed under pressure, please watch this until the very end. The biggest mistake players make happens before the ball even touches their foot. They aren't looking. If you wait until you have the ball to find your exit, you've already lost. Most players are reactionary. They wait for the pressure to arrive, then try to solve the problem. Elite players are proactive. You need to develop what I call the panoramic habit. Check your shoulder 3 times before the pass is made. The first scan, identify where the space is. The second scan, identify where the nearest defender is. The third scan, lock in your exit route. When you know where the defender is coming from, you don't panic. You realize that pressure isn't a threat. It's just information. By the time that ball reaches your feet, you should already know if you're turning, laying it off, or drawing a foul. Now, let's talk about the moment of contact. Your first touch is your best chance to eliminate a defender instantly. If you always take your touch into a crowded area, you are inviting the tackle. The secret is your back foot. In 90% of pressure situations, receiving the ball on your away foot, the one furthest from the defender, gives you an automatic half-yard of protection. You're using your own body as a physical barrier. Watch players like Sergio Busquets or Rodri. They don't have elite speed, but they are impossible to tackle because their body orientation is always a shield. Stop facing the player who gave you the ball. Open your hips. If the pressure is coming from your left, take your touch to the right. It sounds simple, but in the heat of the game, we often forget the basics. Practice receiving across your body. It changes the game. What happens when the defender is already on your back? You can't outrun them, and you can't turn. This is where most players crumble and get stripped. You have to master the low center of gravity. Don't stand tall. If you stand straight up, a defender can easily knock you off balance. You need to get your butt into them. Bend your knees, widen your stance, and use your arm. Not to push, but to feel where the pressure is coming from. Think of your arm as a sensor. Once you feel them leaning one way, you use their own momentum to spin the other way. Crucial tip: keep the ball on the outside of your foot. If the defender is on your left shoulder, the ball stays on your right pinky toe. Between the ball and the defender, there should always be your leg and your hip. Sometimes, the best way to deal with pressure is to give the ball away to a teammate. If you're being double-teamed, that means someone else on your team is wide open. Being press-resistant doesn't mean dribbling like prime Neymar every time. It means making the right decision under fire. Develop one-touch vision. If you know you're in a high-traffic area, don't try to take 3 touches. Play the way you face. Lay it back, move into a new pocket of space, and ask for it again. The more you move, the harder you're to pin down. Remember, the ball moves faster than any defender can run. Use that to your advantage. Now, if you want to move from being safe on the ball to being truly dangerous, you have to learn how to bait the defender. Most players see a sprinting defender as a threat. I want you to start seeing them as an opportunity. The most aggressive defenders are often the easiest to beat because they've already committed their momentum. This is what I call the freeze. When you see a defender flying toward you, don't move the ball immediately. Wait. Stand still for a split second. By standing still, you force them to make a final decision on which angle to attack. The moment they plant their feet or lung forward to poke the ball, that is your cue. A simple la croqueta or a sharp cutback works 10 times better when the defender is moving at full speed. You aren't just escaping. You're using their own hunger to get the ball to remove them from the play entirely. Another elite trick is the lean. If you feel a defender pressing into your back, lean back into them slightly. Give them a bit of your weight. Often, they will push back to stay balanced. The second you feel that counter pressure, you spin, By suddenly removing your body weight, they lose their balance for a fraction of a second. And in football, a fraction of a second is all the space you need to be gone. Lastly, let's talk about the false look. If you want to open up an exit route, look the opposite way. If you want to turn left, take a quick glance to your right just before the ball arrives. To wrap this up, I want you to remember that composure is a muscle. You aren't born with it. You build it through repetition. The next time you're training, I want you to actively seek out the ball in tight spaces. Don't hide. The more you put yourself in scary situations, the more your brain realizes that pressure is just a game of geometry. Apply the 3-scan rule, receive on your back foot, and use your body as a shield. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to drop a comment below on which part of your game you're struggling with next. I read every single one. Go out there, stay calm, and dominate the pitch. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.